So you're watching this video because you're interested in a do-it-yourself approach to fixing the deficiencies in your past tax returns. Well, hey, there's lots of reasons for doing that. Maybe you're pretty competent in your taxes. You did your own tax return, and you want to see what more it would take to finish it off yourself. If you're pretty comfortable with doing taxes and you kind of understand a little bit of tax jargon, this is a perfect solution for you. If you're clueless when it comes to numbers, and I have customers like this that just don't have a head for dealing with numbers, this would not be a good solution for you. A lot of people are going to choose this solution because they can't afford a full service solution that my company offers. I understand it. I get that. I don't have the bandwidth to help the tens of thousands of people who need help. So I've put together, as best as I can, all my best ideas and secrets for how to prepare a great crypto tax return and how to get tax amnesty. And I've put it together into a couple materials that I'm selling now to clients, people who are interested in doing their own. And I've given you the best of what I can do so that you have that, so you have the leadership that you're not getting anywhere else in the marketplace on how to do an excellent crypto tax return. So let me tell you about what's in this package. First of all, you're going to get my book, Why Crypto Traders Are Low-Hanging Fruit. And this sets a baseline to help you understand how the IRS will be looking for non-compliant taxpayers who haven't reported their cryptos. You know, it's one thing to sit back there, know you have done something incomplete, and to be just generally fearful and paranoid. But this book will, on one hand, it will scare you in terms of what I believe the IRS already has information on and how they're going to come after people. But it also will give you confidence to understand that there is a way that you can do a tax return that protects you, and because you know how the IRS is going to come. If someone, you know that your enemy is going to attack you this way, then you know how to parry. If you know the enemy is coming back this way, you know how to respond. So that's what this book does for you. It's going to give you the backdrop to put your fears in perspective. Now, that book I sell for $37, and it's a fantastic resource. Lots of footnotes and references documenting everything. The second book I'm going to give to you is really my powerhouse book. It is 10 Steps for a Great Crypto Tax Return. And this really is the best piece of documentation I can give someone on how to do a crypto tax return the right way, the way I believe it should be done. And it addresses not just telling the IRS what the IRS laws require, but going above and putting in elements into your tax return that protect you from what the IRS can do. I have defended so many clients whose returns have been audited, examined, or questioned, and I understand how they come after people. And if you knew then what I know now, you would have done your tax return a little bit differently. There's more than one way to do a tax return, and I'm showing you the professional way of doing a tax return that has a defensive attitude towards it. So fantastic resource. Now, that I charge $495 for. Together, the books are $532. Now, if all that did was help you avoid having to pay a $10,000 fine for not completing an anti-money laundering form, it would be well worth it. If all that book did was make sure that you reported your tax returns in an accurate way so the IRS would not come after you in their compliance campaign and fill you with all that fear and questioning, it would be well worth $532 to get the knowledge and the confidence you've done a tax return the best way that you can. That's not all. The second part of the Crypto Tax Fixer Do-It-Yourself package is my most recent book, Tax Amnesty Made Easy. And in this book, I wrote down how to do your own tax amnesty. Now, hey, it is a process that involves legal affidavits, and it is a legal process itself, and it's a very serious process. However, so many people need tax amnesty that I had to get information out there to help them, help you, to find a way to get the amnesty you deserve without breaking your bank or putting you into the poorhouse. Hey, look, it can be done. I try to lead you through how to prepare the affidavit, what the important points are that they're looking for. I go through also how to do an amended return, what an amended return looks like, what are the elements, how you fill out the 1040X. I also go through a section where I tell you how to submit it to the IRS. And this is an understated important fact, how you put the documents together. And there's actually some handwritten things we have to do. There's specific addresses you have to mail it to. You don't do this, and you will set yourself up for years of hurt. So I go through all that process, I document it, I show you how to do it. It's a tremendous resource. Any layman can follow it. I've tested it with my own clients who have read my books, put together a crypto tax return, and it was stellar. It was really exceptional. So I was very glad this book really, really works. Now, that book I charged $350 for. $350 got you tax amnesty, so you didn't have to pay back anti-money laundering fines of $10,000 per form, $20,000. That's well worth $350. You could not get a tax professional to do an amended return for $350. So it is a tremendous value to use. But that's not all. I have a really exciting add-on. It's only available if you buy the entire do-it-yourself package. And this I call the Crypto Tax Fixer's Secrets to Scare Off the Tax Man. Now, what is that? All right. Well, first of all, it includes something, one of my most exciting things that I present is the poison pill disclosure letter. Now, this is a document that goes into the tax return. It's a special IRS form. And the presence of this form will scare off auditors. If you see my book, which I'll be providing to you as a part of this Crypto Tax Fixer's DIY package, my book on why crypto traders are low-hanging fruit. It has an illustration of a stick figure picking apples off a tree. Crypto traders are low-hanging fruit. This affidavit, along with the anti-money laundering filings, gets your fruit to the top of the tree, the one that is the hardest for the IRS man to pick. And it takes the most amount of work, and it's of the least interest to him. I got a fantastic story to tell you, and it's true. I had a former IRS auditor work for me during one tax season preparing international tax returns. And he was a former international auditor. I thought, man, this guy's exceptional. So he would prepare a return, and in his return, he included these disclosure forms. And I said, wow, I've never seen these disclosure forms before. I had to look it up to see what the documents are about. And so I talked to him. I said, hey, what is this disclosure form? Why are you putting this in here? And he said, you got to understand the mindset of an IRS auditor. I said, well, tell me more. I'm interested. He said, hey, look, and he was an auditor for 5 years. He said, we were on quotas. Every month we have to bring in so much tax money as a part of our obligations, and we get paid for bringing in and hitting our quota. He said, so we're looking for how we can hit that number the easiest way we can. We look for the returns that have the biggest risks. And he said, the other thing we do is when we find a tax return that has a problem that we can go after and make money for our tax quota, he said, the first thing an auditor does is you go back and look to see if this particular form, the disclosure form, is in the return and if it addresses the problem. Because if it is there and it addresses the problem, explains why you did what you did, then it deprives the auditor of one of his secret weapons, which is a 40% foreign accuracy penalty. So normally he could hit a return with another 40% kicker on top of that. It helps him make his quota quicker. Well, if you have this disclosures document, he can't get the accuracy penalty, no 40% accuracy penalty. Well, that means he's going to get less out of this return for the work that he has to put into it. Moreover, not only does he not get the reward, but he has to prove that our statement is incorrect. in order to come after what it was that he's trying to take issue with, which means more work. More work, less return. My other coworker told me, we just put that return at the bottom of the pile. We don't do it. Just move on. There's easier fish to fry. So I'm showing you in my book, I'll actually give you a copy of my current poison pill disclosure letter, which explains everything about how the crypto capital gains, crypto calculations, how they're all done as a defense to protect you in case you're audited, to scare off the tax man. But that's not all I'm giving to you as a part of this package. I'm also going to give you copies of sample crypto tax returns that are great. These are returns I did for my own customers. I've changed the names, the social security numbers, and the addresses, so no personal identification there is there. But the rest of it is all a valid return. And have you ever seen someone else's tax return before? Most people have never. They've only seen their own. So now you get to see what other people's returns look like, the way a professional would do it. So this is a great insight to give you confidence to know you're doing it right and see what a professional would do in different circumstances. Now, that's not all. I'm also going to give you sample tax amnesty affidavits. When you file for tax amnesty, you have to do a legal affidavit. So I'm going to give you copies of what other people have done. I changed the personal information, so the details are no longer personal, but you get to see what a real one's like, how each person told their story, how they told it. Now, everybody's journey is different. You do not copy these, but it gives you an idea of what can work and what does work. And I put in comments on why that works. Now, that's not all. I also give you a copy of my tax amnesty cover letter that goes on top that tells the IRS processors how to handle this return, because it's an unusual process for them to get a tax amnesty return. We tell you specifically what addresses to mail it to. We tell you some particular tricks I use to make sure that return gets processed correctly. And then with this cover letter, you know it's going to, that makes the IRS processors, these are the guys that run the scanners, it makes them stop and take it to a supervisor for special attention, which means that's what you want. You want a supervisor to give special attention to your return so it gets treated right by these processors, because it's too easy for these processors just to give it run-of-the-mill processing, and you won't get treated right for the tax amnesty. You want to get that. Now, that's not all. This last piece, including, is of phenomenal value, especially if you have been a recipient of one of the IRS letters 6173, 6174, 6174A, which are saying that you need to check your tax returns to make sure you reported your cryptos correctly. So this letter is a freeze letter to the IRS that you send to them, or that I use my own customers. We send it to them to let them know that we're putting together amended returns with tax amnesty, and we're doing recalculations, and that we need a window of time, 2 months, to put that work together and send it off. What does this do? It tells the IRS that you need a window of time, breather space, so that it asks them to not initiate examinations or to do any further enforcement activities until you have submitted this return. So the IRS is very respectful of that. They realize things take time, and they're willing to be patient for that. So this creates a safety window for you to get all your work done, to submit it up. That by itself is of great value. All of that together, if I put all these things together, the low-hanging fruit book, the 10 steps to a great crypto tax return, the book Tax Amnesty Made Easy, the poison pill disclosure letter, the sample crypto tax returns, the sample tax amnesty affidavits, the sample return cover letters, and the IRS freeze notification letter, all that together has a value of $1,958. But that's not all. There's more to it. I'm going to throw in 2 more things. I'm going to include a paper that I've written on how to pick the best retail software to do a crypto tax return. I've looked at all the commercial products from H&R Block Online to TurboTax to a slew of other ones, TaxSlayer, in terms of who has the products there to make it the easiest for a crypto tax return. None of these products can do everything. You know, I have professional grade high-end software that does it, but the lower ones are not geared for it. But they show you how to compensate, which is the best ones to pick to make your life easier. The other bonus you get is an invitation to my group of other crypto tax fixers, which is an online interchange for people asking questions and other people exchanging ideas and answers, as well as thought-provoking conversation in the whole area of crypto regulation and financial regulation and taxes. So you get an invitation to join that. All of that is included in this package of $1,958. Now, I'm not going to charge you $1,958 for all of this. I'll just tell you that right up front. But even if I did, wouldn't it be worth it to avoid a $20,000 fine for not filing the 2 anti-money laundering forms each year? That would be 3 years. That might be $60,000. Wouldn't it be worth it to get the poison pill that keeps the IRS off your back if they finally go to audit and scares them away? An audit could cost you thousands of dollars just to defend yourself. So $1,958 is a great value in lieu of that. If you had all that together, knowing that you were in full compliance, that you could sleep well at night, wouldn't that be worth that price? Well, I got great news for you. I am slashing that price for a limited time. You can get it for half price, for $987. All these things are included. And the last one, the whole crypto tax fixers secrets to scare the tax man, you can only get those if you buy the rest of the package. So the whole package together is of incredible value. So I would like to offer it to you. Now, you know, at the end of this video, you'll be given a chance to go ahead and buy that, and I recommend that you do. You really only have 2 choices. You know you got a problem. That's why you're watching this video. You can either continue to do nothing, which has its own set of risks, or you could do your own tax preparation. Now, the IRS is not going to wait around for you to summon up the courage to get around to fix the tax returns that you know have been problematic for several years. The IRS is not waiting for that. They're not going to send you a nice letter saying, you know, are you ready for us to audit your tax return? You'll get a letter, and the letter may be, because they know you already have those foreign accounts, the letter will be a $10,000 fine accusing you of not having filed an FBAR form. You either file the FBAR form or explain why you don't have to, but it'll start with a $10,000 fine. This package is a savings in comparison to that, let alone the avoidance of all that pain, heartache, and tension. So I invite you to buy this package. It's a phenomenal value. You need to act now to protect yourself. The IRS is already starting to crack down on crypto tax fixers, crypto tax traders. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.